here we are at our humble shop, and I hear phantoms, which means... Is that me? No, that's probably Skepta. He must be over there. Let's see how our shop's been doing since we were last here. So I'm gonna guess. I did actually check before, but I'm gonna guess anyway. So I think the iron is probably almost sold out. I think we probably also sold some stone. But I don't think we would have sold much of anything else. Okay, so we got some diamonds from the iron. That's to be expected. And yep, some from the stone. Perfect. Don't think we sold. Okay, we sold some potatoes, no cocoa beans, no saplings. We actually sold some beetroot seeds, which is extremely surprising. Some carrots, no bamboo, no sugar, no sugarcane, and no mycelium. So that's fine. I think the things we are going to get rid of are the seeds, the saplings, probably the entire beetroot chest, probably the bamboo, but I think I'll keep the sugarcane because that's quite useful. I'll keep the mycelium, but only temporarily. I think this is probably not going to sell very well. And certainly keep the stone, because I think that is something people will want, but we'll also start selling the other kinds of stone too, not just smooth stone. I think I'll keep the wheat, and I'm thinking I will phase out the potatoes, the cocoa beans, and the carrots in time, but for now they will stay. So let's go and dump everything that we had in a temporary chest and figure out what to do with all this stuff. I think the best way to do this is to completely tear out everything from the shop and just put it back, because it's a bit of a mess in here, and I think I want to swap to using barrels for the actual chests instead of chests. So I'm just going to throw a load of temporary chests up here and just throw everything I have into them. So yeah, let's just go through systematically and, you know, ruin my shop. Fantastic. Now that we've cleared out enough space, I'm going to just put down the barrels now. And we're going to figure out exactly how to present all the items ready for sale. So, let me just check if you can place item frames on the front of the barrels. You can. Okay, that is very good. That will make it a lot more compact in the shop, because one of the things I didn't like about this place before was that everything was so, you know, constrained. It felt like I needed lots of space between each of the individual chests just so they didn't combine. But doing things this way is going to make things so much nicer to work with. Now let's think about the items I won't be selling. So, no more seeds, no more beetroot, no more bamboo, no more saplings, but we're going to keep the stone, carrots, sugarcane, wheat, potatoes for now, and cocoa beans for now, also carrots for now. Keep the iron and keep the mycelium for now. And there are several things we're going to start selling. Yes, so we had a lot of stone. But I also want to start selling gravel, because it's quite difficult to get hold of lots of it. And each of these mob heads. I think the way I will do this is to rename the items for how much it's being sold by, rather than having the signs. It's going to be a lot easier as well, because we don't need to say, oh, we're selling this for wood, we're just going to sell them for diamonds. So just take one stone there and throw that in. Stone, I've got the amounts written down that they're all going to be sold for, so we'll deal with that in a second. So we're going to have the stone, the gravel, then we will, oh, hello. Here to browse our wares, I'm sure. I think he's going to be very confused that I'm redoing my entire shop, but, you know, I'm sure everyone will like it once we're done. So the mycelium here. One there and put that in. And I'm just going to go ahead off camera and do the rest, because I'm sure it's going to be very boring if I explain everything here. Now we're back at our shop with a few more items to sell, and I don't actually know if I've put enough barrels out for all of these, but we can always set up more. There's always more space in this shop to just throw more barrels up. Now these four are going to be for the mob heads, and I'm not sure what I'll put in these slots here, probably just pieces of paper. but the rest of the things are in place, for the most part. We've got some granite, diorite, and I did put some andesite in my ender chest as well, so we will get those set up. But for the most part, the only thing that really needs doing is deciding the prices and getting these on an anvil, which I've also brought with me. I'll probably just leave this outside my house and let people use it freely. I say house, it is actually a shop, but it looks very homely. Although, you know, I have actually just thought, I don't have a house of my own apart from the tree house that I built, so at some point we really are going to have to build our own house. Just because it's silly not having one. There's actually some things here I didn't really think of selling. Like, I had a lot of excess feathers, so I've started just selling those. No idea how much to sell them for, but we will figure that out very shortly. I had a bit of spare iron, and I think we're just going to put the diorite and granite here, and put another barrel up here for the diorite. Not the diorite, the andesite. Now for all of the stone blocks, I think I'll just sell them at the same price, which I believe was 3 stacks for 2 diamonds. Right, now I have assigned prices to everything in my barrels. So I'm just going to hover over all of them so you can get a good look at how much I am charging for everything in my shop. I hope these prices are fair, and if they're not, then we can just come and change them later. One thing I am annoyed about is that in naming all of these, I broke an anvil. And honestly, it broke so quickly. I made a new anvil and it broke before I'd finished making this row of renaming. And I don't know how. I don't know how that's possible. But we're just going to leave our shop alone for now and have a look at some of the other shops that have popped up. Now it looks like this shop has had a bit of a makeover. So I'm excited to see what's new in here. We've also got a shop turn up here that is selling wood, and that will be quite useful for us because we were looking for wood. And of course Jay's shop over there will probably have some good stock on it. Now it looks like the little community area has been completely revamped. There's an enchantment area. Free to align lodestone is quite useful. That used to cost a little bit of diamonds. Communal anvils would have been really nice to know about before I went and made my own to rename my items. That's fine. And then we have... Ooh, mending books for 2 diamonds is very good. I am heavily considering that. I hope I don't die carrying these. What else have we got? 8 gas tested on diamond, 1 netherite ingot for 64 diamonds, 2 non-celestial shells for 3 diamonds, and 1 stack of honeycomb blocks for 1 diamond. And I guess these are not stocked yet. They're quite nice. I mean, the gas tiers might be nice at some point. I think the netherite ingots are... Is that a fair price? Possibly? But I think if we wanted netherite ingots, then we could probably go for a nether journey ourselves. But I'll keep this in mind. If we don't have much luck getting ancient debris, then we can take a look at this trade again. I'm going to take a look at the other shops, see what they're selling. So, Photon's Shack Wood. 1 diamond per stack of logs. I think that's a fair trade, so... Got a lot of logs. 1 iron for a stack of sticks is also quite a good trade. So what have we got here? I guess it's 1 barrel per type of log, isn't it? Now, I'd quite like to support this shop, so I'm gonna just go and throw a load of my stuff in my ender chest and come back. Now, I think as I start to get this shop off the ground, I'm gonna buy probably 1 stack of everything. The last thing I want to do in this episode is something we've been talking about for a long time now. And it is either going to be an iron farm or a creeper farm. And seeing as since the first episode I've been telling you how much I'm going to do an iron farm and I'm going to sell iron, it's going to let me do my item sorter and it's going to be fantastic. The only natural conclusion is that today I'm going to build the creeper farm. Right, I think I'm going to build it somewhere over here. You'll also see, off camera, I have cleared out this entire area. I am actually planning on building a proper base here, like a big house of some kind, rather than doing the tree houses that I had planned to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like the idea of having tree houses that link up on the tops of all of these trees, but I think I need to go in a creative mode world and test out a few designs of tree houses first, because this one is not quite as pretty as I'd like it to be. Instead, I'm going to build, I don't know how big this house should be, probably more like a manor house kind of thing, rather than a tiny little house or a mansion, somewhere in the middle ground between those sizes, and it's just going to look nice. And I think it might also lead to my item sorter, but I haven't decided yet. I could do it to make it look like a basement, so if I have, you know, the building here, and then underneath, maybe where this cave leads, but I'll have to excavate down here, we can have a big cavern that will have our item sorter in it. But that will be something to consider later. The thing I want to do right now is a creeper farm so that we can get gunpowder so that we don't keep running out of rockets. Because I've been going out at night and just hunting creepers to make sure that I have enough gunpowder. And together with our sugarcane farm, we should have the 2 ingredients to make as many rockets as we want and potentially sell the spares. I might have to level up this farm to be able to have enough to sell for spares, but that's something that's quite easy to do. The design is incredibly flexible. You're going to stack these on top of each other, so it might look a bit silly having this big tower of sugarcane, but we'll make it work. And it's a shame that we don't have the kill count on here now. These numbers are the number of mobs that we've killed since we started the headhunt. And I'm lagging behind. I've only killed 1,500. How is he on 8,347 things killed? That's just mad. Also, I didn't notice till now, but I really appreciate the Santa hat. It looks so cool. Anyway, we are going to build our creeper farm over here. So actually first, I think I'm going to need to go grab just some terraforming equipment. Lovely. This gives us enough space to work with. So to build a creeper farm, we are going to start off with kind of a circle on the floor. So this is going to be the base. That'll do. Let's clear out a bit of the space here. So this is the base, and we are in fact going to have a line of hoppers coming out here, and they will be going into a chest. We're going to have a chest here, and a big old line of hoppers kind of going to the middle. This is going to be the collection system. So the way we're going to make this farm is we're going to have a magma block, which the creepers are going to fall onto, and there's going to be kind of an inner chamber here where there's going to be a cat that's going to scare the creepers off to the edge, and a water stream to push them into the middle that will push them into a hole that has a magma block on it. And then we're going to have a minecart hopper leading into a row of hoppers, and it's going to feed all of the gunpowder from the farm into the middle. And I made one too few hoppers. That's just fantastic. So the idea behind this creeper farm, or at least the collection system, is that we have this minecart with hopper, and it's sat obviously on a rail, which is above a hopper. And that's a line of hoppers that are going into this chest here. And we're going to have a magma block, or I'll just put a bunch of magma blocks open. Of course I missed. Right, and the creepers are going to fall onto this middle magma block. I've just put the whole plus shape here just for decoration, I guess. And they're going to die over time. They're going to drop their gunpowder on the central block, and the minecart with hopper will pick them up and send them over to this chest. So that's the collection system. The thing that's going to be a lot more annoying to deal with is going to be the spawning system. So not only the platform for spawning in the creepers, but also the reason that they're going to fall into this hole. And we're going to use cats. So this is going to be fun to deal with because funneling mobs in Minecraft is always a hassle. But luckily, there is a village just over there. So it should be pretty simple to go grab ourselves a cat, just stick it in a boat, pull it over here, and, you know, use a lead and just get it over to the central platform. But we're going to have to build that first, so let's crack on with that, I guess. Now that I think about it, we don't actually have to use so many hoppers. That was just a quirk of the way I made the design in creative mode, so I'm actually going to get rid of most of them and just put the chest over here. That seems like a much better idea. Yeah, so if we do that, and we'll make this whole area like walkable, I guess, navigable. So if I say that, looks good to me. So this is gonna kind of be annoying because I'm gonna have a 2-block ceiling, which is the worst thing in Minecraft. If you ever do this in a build, then I will shoot you, but we can just dig down into the floor. So here we are on the top section of the structure so far, and this is going to kind of be a bowl that's going to be flooded with water that flows inwards. And we're going to have an open fence gate here that will kind of prevent the water from flowing into the center. And that means that the creepers are going to be pushed until they reach the center. Then they're just going to drop in, and they won't be able to get back out. So that's basically going to be our kill mechanism. And then, hoping that we don't get killed by the mobs that are outside, they're going to kind of drop their stuff into the hopper minecart and into our chest. Super simple stuff. The next thing we need to build is the platform above, which is where the creepers will actually spawn. And that's going to be 2 layers above. Well, 2 layers of air, and then here's where the layer will start. So the dimensions are going to be a cross that's 7 in width. So if that's the midpoint, I want 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. That has 1, 2, 3. And then just fill this into a roughly circle shape. Now, we need a way to get up there, so I'm actually just going to temporarily put up a ladder. Didn't make enough, that's fine. So here's our spawning platform, and a cat is going to be situated on a little pedestal right in the middle. And then we're also going to have a roof that is going to be very special, and you'll see why. Now we start the arduous journey of navigating back here with a cat. Over 40 stacks of raw matter. Wow. I thought I had a lot. That must be because he's been killing sheep for the thing, for the head games. Here we are at the village, and I sure hope there are cats around because that's what we're here for. That's why I have my raw cod. Aww, I love the foxes squeaking in Minecraft, it's so cute. What would be nice actually is if we can get hold of 2 cats, because then that means we can breed them. So I also need cats for the headhunt. Which does mean I have to like slaughter hundreds of cats, but that's, just don't think about it too hard. Ooh, that's lovely. Now, one of the heads that I need is this guy. So, and these guys. So I'm so sorry. I'm so remorseful. I'm really sorry that I had to kill the wandering trader. I mean, everyone just loves the wandering traders. They're so helpful, and I just regret everything that just happened. Oh, I got the white trader llama head. Ooh, ooh, fantastic. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. Oh, okay. Now I need it to be mine. I think it should come to me if I don't move my head or move too quickly. I think I moved too quickly. Oh my god, there's 3 cats! What? Were they all spawning over here? That's really weird. Can we get the fish? Can we get the fish? Come and get the fish. Come and get the fish. Oh my god! Alright, okay, we can probably get the other cats as well, which is probably a good idea, because then we can breed them and, not kill them. Ooh, 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 ooh. If I move very slowly. Oh, we have 2 cat friends! Oh, okay, if I click these, then they should follow me. But ideally, I'd want to get as many breeds as possible. But that's okay, we've got 2, and we can come back for the others. Now, did they follow me? Yes, they did. Okay, awesome. So if I pop them up like that, and then you can go in love mode, and you can go in love mode, and you're gonna make another cat. Oh, they're gonna make another cat! Oh my god! Okay, right, so, if you both... Oh, I think I actually have to... Oh, no, I think it's mine. Alright, yeah, if you come with me, you are going to be the creeper cat. Get on the platform. Ah! That was actually less painful than it could have been. Amazing. Majestic. Right, the cat is in place. I repeat, the cat is in place. I feel like... There we go! Right, now that we've got the cat in place, the next thing we need to do is clear out all of the random wood I put in the way. And then, it's kind of the final stages. So, first of all I need a fence post, or a fence gate rather. And we're going to place the fence gate right above the hole. So, I always get the recipe for fence gates and fence posts mixed up because they're so similar. That's a fence gate. Okay. That's placed right in the middle and we open it up. And then we're going to need to go and collect some water and put them in the correct places around this area. So the positions that we put this water in are basically along the edges of this little bit here. And it's also going to be in these corners. But don't place water anywhere else or it will start to auto-fill into source blocks across the entire surface, and that's just really annoying to clear up. And when you're done, you should have something that looks like that. Fantastic. So, right, it's looking great so far. So the next step is we're going to have a system whereby the creepers are basically going to spawn on this platform, and they're going to get scared by the cat. But they won't jump down here unless they think they're able to walk here. And the way we do that is with trapdoors. And of course I fell in. Of course I fell in. I'm going to leave this bit of the wall destroyed for now and jump back on because that was very silly. So we're basically going to have trapdoors here, and then by opening them up, the creepers will think that they can run on here, but in fact, they'll just fall in. Creepers are so silly. So that's all complete. It's also worth noting at this point that I am using a design by Wattles, but the only real modification I've made is that I have a different collection system. The actual basics of this farm are based pretty much entirely on his design, and it's super cool. Like, it works really well, so thank you to him for coming up with this design. Unless he took it from somewhere else, in which case I guess thanks to whoever came up with it, but yeah. The next thing we need to do is to make it so that not every kind of mob can spawn on this platform. Currently, any 2-block high mob So that would include a skeleton, or I did see one around here, a zombie. I don't see any now. They can currently spawn on here when we've darkened the whole place up, which of course we don't want. So we are going to have to block off those mobs from spawning. The thing about creepers is they are slightly shorter than 2 blocks. So if we put trapdoors on the ceiling of this little area, creepers will still be able to spawn, but most other, well, all other 2-block high mobs that would ordinarily be able to spawn will be prevented from doing so. There is one exception that we will need to come back with a few extra materials to cover, and that is spiders. Now, they require, I think it's a 3x3 space, so they could currently spawn here-ish. So we should probably come back with carpets, but I think we could probably also put down trapdoors. However, I don't have the time to test out if that works properly, so I'm just going to stick with what I know. So we need 4 carpets, which is great because you can make them in batches of 3, which is just perfect. We're going to run back over to our farm and plonk these down. Then all we need to do is level off the roof, and it should start spawning creepers. Now, the rates for this farm are not going to be fantastic, but the great thing about this is that you can extend it really easily. So if we wanted this farm to give us better rates, for Lord's sake, all you need to do is place another cat in the middle here and do the same thing again, and more creepers will spawn on this platform and fall down. It's great like that. Put 1 carpet there, and just put them in the middle of these sections here, so that will prevent spiders from spawning. And then the only thing we need to do is build the roof. It's going to take us a while to actually get anything out, I think, but we're just going to leave that running, and if we don't get anything, I'll start to worry and think I've done something wrong. But for now, I'm happy with how that's turned out. It looks like a monstrosity at the moment, but I built it really simply, like on purpose to begin with, because we're going to come back and probably decorate it a little bit to look like something a bit nicer than just a monolith. And the nice thing about making the lower section an actual building we can go into, it means I can make it look a bit nice. I can make the bottom area look like a nice room, I guess. We are back a little bit later, and I now have accrued an ocelot. Now, I did have another one that trusted me, and when I was trying to, lead it back here to leash it up, it kind of vanished. Presumably it's still out here somewhere. So at some point, I will probably stumble upon another ocelot, which trusts me already. I suppose that means it won't despawn, which is quite useful, but it's very annoying that it ran off. I'd love to just have it, leashed up already, but alas, it is not the case. Now, I've come back here a little bit later, and there's only 1 gunpowder in here, but that at least means that it is working. So I think that's going to be the end of this episode. We've done a lot. We've had we've had the community event. We've built. Oh no, what did we do? Ah yes, we built the skeleton farm. We've built the creeper farm. We've had the community event. We have some cats, and we have so many heads now. Just as a very last thing, I'll show you our collection of heads. So we have all of these. Just very quickly go over what they all are. And, the trader heads we got earlier. Ooh, the other thing that we did. Just very quickly come over here. So we had the Secret Santa, and I've given Ollie his gift. I don't think he's been on, so he probably won't have accepted it by now. But if we take a look, that is what I got him for the Secret Santa. So, oh hello. Let's have a bit of a gander. Yep, so I think that's going to be the end of this episode, but, I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll be back quite soon with another episode. Until then, Have a good time.